Well, we're back again. We've been moving along here. Client's going to come and take a look at this tomorrow, but all they're going to get to see is the bottom side. Sorry about that, folks. But time waits for no man. So I want to walk you through real quick what we're doing here. I have, since you were here last time, I did no real work except that I laid the bar down so the bottom is facing up. I removed the wings off the sawhorses that keep that thing upright, so it gives me some working room. I did a quick sand on the bottom just to clean it up. It's been a while since a sanding belt has touched it, and it gets, you know, the hand marks and little air stains and gets oxidized. So I wanted to open the pores up, and I did that. And then I also added my little logo thing on here. I'll show you in a sec. And the plan for today is to do my first full rough pour on the bottom. I say rough pour because the client requested that this would be naked and unstained. We didn't think that there would be anything a stain could add to this except maybe make a darker color, but it's going to darken up a bit anyway. But what I need to do, because this is raw wood, is I need to put basically a primer coat of epoxy on it. So this is going to go on quick and dirty, fast, spread thin. I'm not worried about brush marks. I'm not worried about hairs. I can, because after it's all in, I'm going to sand it all flat again and then put on my full coat. In the meantime, that'll allow me to fill in. There's some screw holes that hold the shot glass shelf on while it was being glued, and also my pocket with the little Woodsman Forest Product logo in it. So let me show you what I got, and then we'll cut the camera. I'll mix the epoxy. It's going to be a load today, and we'll see how far we get. Stand by. Oh, wait a minute. Don't stand by. Stay with me. Let me take this off to show you what I got. This is all sanded out nice. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these screw holes. As you can see, we're gonna, whoops, where is it? We're gonna fill those in. They go down the bottom of the table there. So they'll all be flush. I drilled took a Forstner bit, put a little 2-inch diameter pocket in the bottom of the table, and put my logo coin in there. These come to me courtesy of my friend Doc Henderson out in Kansas. A little gift, and it's nice to put on the nicer products that I make. So that's all going to be filled in and flush. The table has been taped so that I don't get any drips going down the side, but we can speak to all that later. Except for one spot I'll show you. It's a little trick. If you remember when I talked about marking blemishes and missed spots, you can't see it in this light, but right in here on the side where the front edge, this is the front edge of the table, meets the bottom of the table, there's a little light spot in there. So I want to get more epoxy on that. Being as this is a very misshapen live edge part of the table, I have a little poetic license to make that a little thicker or bumpier, and it's going to match right in with the natural shape. So that's the plan. We'll cut this now. I'll go mix the stuff up, and then we'll be back. Bye. Okay, so as promised, we're back. I'm going to go through this pretty quick. I'm still got about 30 seconds left on this epoxy. It's not warming up yet. I like to feel it warm up first. I know you can't see me probably, so once again, you're welcome. I put the camera so you can see what I'm working. And let's see here. So obviously a little bit more this time. This is what I had left out of a gallon kit. And the first thing I'm going to do is pour in that pocket where that coin is, because there could be some little air bubbles that are going to escape over time. So get that done and let that start perking out. I'm going to hit each one of these screw holes for the same reason. Don't have to be very careful about this. Not too worried about bubbles or brush hairs. Yeah, I'm using a bigger brush on this one. And I really have no cracks left in this. So what I'm going to do is scrape this off. You almost need 3 hands to do this stuff. Put a line down the middle. And I use these scrapers. I get them at Harbor Freight. Oh, I don't know, they come 8 or 10 in a pack, something like that. But they're not very high quality body scrapers. They're just Harbor Freight. So what I do with these is before I use them, if you look at the working edge on them, you'll see that they have like little fuzzy edges from the plastic mold and whatnot. Oops, what am I doing here? A little more down. Spread that around. So I take a little piece of sandpaper by hand and I sand down that fuzzy edge to get it pretty clean and straight. That way it doesn't leave marks in whatever it is you're dragging out with it. There we go. Nice thing about this tape is I can drag right to the end, and the tape will kind of scrape off the epoxy and let it run down into the corner where the tape meets the bar surface itself. Get it down in there. We will. Could have used some better lighting over here because even I can't see what I'm doing. It's top secret. So I gotta keep working here. This is the kind of stuff I wish I had a way to speed up the video so you didn't have to live through the whole thing. I may cut a piece of this out just so that you guys don't have to endure all that. Go right over that coin. Again, we're not looking for a dead flat finish here or anything fancy like that. We are just looking for coverage. I'll let this stuff have time to soak down into the wood. Fill up all of those teeny weeny pores that are in there. P-O-R-E pores, not P-O-U-R pores. Cover over those screw holes. Fill them up, get them level. And when this dries, it's probably going to look real blotchy because there'll be spots where a bunch of epoxy soaks in and there'll be spots where none of it soaks in and it'll be nice and glossy. I sure hope I got enough goop here to cover it. sins going into it this time. They will all disappear with the sanding. And I'm not too concerned about bubbles, or if I was using a brush, if I had some hairs get in here, doesn't matter. They're getting sanded out. So all that stuff goes away. And that's pretty much it. Now what I'm going to do real quick, remember the old torch? There's two reasons to use a torch on this and heat it up. Well, put a little heat on the surface. One is get the bubbles out. The other is to raise the temperature of this epoxy. Oh, there's a bubble. And let it flow flat. And that'll also smooth it out quite a bit. So, real quick. Notice I don't let that torch stay in one spot. This stuff will flame out. It's not really flammable, but it will burn if you get it hot enough. And this torch is hot enough. So I do this. It also warms up the wood and opens the pores up and lets some more of that stuff soak in. So I'll do this, alright. Yeah. So, actually that's three reasons. Warm the wood up to open the pores, warm the epoxy up to let it spread, and take out any bubbles. At the same time, every time you walk over this and have to pay attention to where your hands are working and what you're doing, you also notice little things. So, a couple little dots that opened up from the torch. So somehow I gotta stay right there, don't move. I have a piece of dust there. There we go. Take that off. And it's not bad. When you come back, next episode, and this is cured up, you will probably see a sanded top, because I am not gonna inflict upon you the need to watch me belt sand this whole top down. Taking this coat off could take an hour, because that's when I start getting real particular and I want it the way I want it. So I will be spending a bunch of time. Don't feel bad, you're not missing much. One more spot that soaked right in. This thing is it changes as you're working on it. So you gotta keep an eye on it the first hour or so. Used to be I'd go around chasing drips and what. But masking technique has gotten better over the years, and I don't have to do that. But that's it. I'm not going to belabor the rest of the little details, just me going around doing the same thing over and over again. and trying not to get my shirt in it. We will see you with the next episode when hopefully it's sanded and we do a flow coat. But right now it looks like, excuse me, it's doing pretty good here. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. If you want to see pictures of my other products, follow the website that's at the opening shot or the closing shot. And enjoy. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.